My name's Don.
And I'm Peter.
And we are two plebs talking about...
This week...
in the DPRC.
Yeah, we're going with it.
So apparently we have named this segment. We probably should have practiced that in advance.
Yes, we should have.
Oh, well.
We don't do that around here, though.
We are plebs.
Yeah, we are plebs.
I'm standing for that.
So if people are wondering, no, this is all off the cuff. We don't script shit.
I think we have a good body of work that says that we don't script anything and are very, like, Monday I was saying, words are failing me. This is going to be a great show.
Right.
So, I mean... Anyhow, before we get way too off topic into the pulling back the curtain of how the show works, the state of California, in its eminent wisdom, has decided that you should be able to pay your taxes to the state of California as a charitable contribution, because that federal tax bill says that you can no longer deduct state taxes beyond 10 grand.
Yep.
And so you still can deduct charitable contributions. So this would permit Californians to deduct their state taxes from the federal tax system.
Like they always have.
Yeah. That is the plan.
That's the plan.
This is a great plan, isn't it?
Apparently.
I mean, we see anything wrong with this? I mean, other than it's a clear violation of intent of the law. But I mean, other than that.
Well, yeah, other than that.
Nothing?
No. I mean, how could it be wrong that I get 100% of my state tax returned to me by the feds instead?
Well, so, you know, I did the tax bill breakdown live stream a little while ago, and
right.
Once again, California just defies the subject of personal responsibility.
Right.
However, California is the progressive shithole that we regularly suggest that it is.
Yes.
So, you can deduct charitable contributions from your state taxes.
Right. So effectively is what California said, well, Dad just told us no. Here's our loophole for Mom to say yes.
Hold on. Because this is where the madness comes in.
Bring it in.
So let's say this passes, right? And so in, my 2018 taxes, right?
Right.
The end of next year, I file taxes in the new fiscal year.
Right.
And I take a charitable contribution to the state of California out of my federal income taxes.
Yep.
Well, I can also deduct, regardless of whether or not I deducted it on my federal income taxes, up to 50% of my federal gross adjusted income, which is basically, for the sake of this discussion, if you're a tax lawyer, stop typing right now. For the sake of this discussion, is your income, right? So whatever your total income is. And so I can take that out of my state taxes. Well, that means in the new fiscal year 2019, I have made a charitable contribution of the entirety of my state taxes from 2018 to California. So in 2019, I can deduct that from my state taxes because it's a charitable contribution made within this fiscal year. Okay. So go ahead and do it. Go ahead and say, well, it's a charitable contribution to the state if you pay your state taxes this way, because after the first year, like every other year, I get to not pay state taxes because I get to count last year's state taxes as a charitable deduction. So
you get to double dip it. Pretty much.
That's always been the case with California, right?
Right.
You could deduct up to 50% of your federally adjusted gross federal income from, in charitable contributions from your state taxes.
Right.
Well, so usually your state taxes aren't more than 50% of your income, right?
Right.
So if, say, this year I pay $2,000 in taxes, right, to the state. Next year, I get to deduct $2,000 from my state tax for paying last year's state tax.
Oh! So zero. Or even less if I somehow made less.
If I made less money, now they owe me money. So I hope they're planning on cutting the budget by 50%.
Right. They are so shooting themselves in the foot with that one.
And the best part is, they see no downside to this, right? Because they talk to the lawmakers who were like, yeah, well, you could deduct it from your federal taxes, and then, California will still get the money, and then Californians will be able to use the rest of the country to subsidize our ridiculous tax plan again. Yeah, there's no downside, long as the state gets the money. Well,
after the first year, they won't.
So, let this pass.
Or would it be like an every other year thing?
It would be, because on your opposing years, you wouldn't have made a charitable contribution to the state.
Because so you will have to pay your taxes, which will become a charitable deduction. So you're only paying taxes half the time now. Yeah, that's one hell of a tax cut for California. I'm good with that.
Right. Good plan, state of California.
Good plan, California. I'm sure the California taxpayers are happy to hear that.
I'm sure they are. The rest of the country's probably still pretty pissed. But...
Right. Because that's going to be a... Well, why would the rest of the country be pissed off that California's sinking itself?
Well, because we're still deducting 50% of our state taxes from the rest of the country, right? So every other year, we get to claim it on federal and state returns. Right. So on say even years, we're asking the rest of the country for a bunch of money. Though all things considered, prior to the tax plan, this is still a 50% break in how much we're subsidizing California tax rates.
Right.
So, because every other year, we ain't going to be paying state taxes.
At all.
And so, I hope they're planning on cutting the budget by 50%, because if they do this, that's what they're going to need to do.
Right. Wow. Okay.
It's going to be amazing.
Wow. Okay. Yeah.
So, by the way, if this passes in 2020, California declares bankruptcy. That's what happens.
Yeah.
Because every tax lawyer in the world is going to look at this and go, no.
Yes.
Well, they said.
They said this is the rules. Last year he paid taxes as a charitable donation. He gets deducted this year because of this other thing, so he pays 0.
Right. Or such a small amount that it's basically irrelevant.
He owes you $20.
And this is going to be like your millionaires are like, well, I made more money this year, but here's $100. No way.
Yeah.
So
wow. Okay.
And
well, henceforth, like I said, they're just now talking about implementing this. Obviously, they'll probably change out some things like that.
We have no foresight in this state, right? That we never have foresight. So we're going to do this. 2020 is going to roll around. Everyone that has any money is going to make this deduction out of state taxes. Then they're going to go, oh my God, pass something immediately and try and make it retroactive.
Right.
Now, they're going to get sued a lot.
They are.
Like, class action lawsuit of the entire state, who's going to be like, no. You said.
You don't get to put this in place and say, neither. That doesn't work.
Right.
You're damaging my pocketbook. I'm going in court.
I planned accordingly for the whole year. And by the way, you know who's really going to love this? And we don't have a lot of them left because we regulate them out of existence. But California small business owners are going to be like, yeah.
Right?
Because they're going to need to grow pretty expansively to not take serious advantage of this.
Right.
So, I'm just saying, if this passes, as they are suggesting, the 2019 tax year is going to be great. Right?
Yeah.
Everything's going to be fine. 2020 is going to roll around, and every tax lawyer in the state is going to be like, ain't nobody paying state taxes.
State's revenue dropped to 0.
Well, it's not going to be 0, right? Because people's incomes are going to have grown a little bit. They always do. But, it's going to be
a spit in the bucket.
15%.
Absolute spit in the bucket.
Well, so if we look at actual, federal GDP growth and just use that as an example of how much income should grow in the state, then in all reality, it's going to be about 3%. Well, I don't know.
About
0.3%,
Yeah.
right? Because they're we're taxing at about 10% for everything.
Right.
So other than sales tax, California ain't getting money.
Major hit to the California pocketbook by doing that. Wow.
One of those many moments where I'm like, you cannot be serious, but they're gonna do it because fuck Trump, man. This is the end around on his tax plan, and California gets money, and fuck the rest of the country. Nothing else matters. Yeah.
Nothing else matters as long as California gets the money it needs.
This is actually a quote from a lawmaker around here.
Yes.
Because we are that much of a bunch of entitled douchebags.
We are, apparently.
But...
Except for the two of us, obviously.
Well, there are others. The state of Jefferson's been a long time crusade.
Right. So basically, if there are other listeners of ours who also live in California, go ahead and link our show to your representatives.
Oh, no, don't link this one.
No?
Don't link this one. No. God, I want to see us...
This is
us falling, Los Angeles falling into the ocean, right?
You want to see that happen.
Fiscally.
Okay, you want to see that happen.
This is what the rest of the country has been hoping for a generation. Just fiscally as opposed to...
Well, it's not there yet. It's just on the horizon.
You know they're going to do it.
It's
right?
looking likely.
This is not a thing that we just talk about. This is pure California. Like, oh, we shouldn't have to take responsibility for our actions. Oh, and fuck Trump? What could go wrong?
Back to, we want to get stuff done, but we have to figure out how to get somebody else to pay for it.
Right.
That's the California way.
And the best part is we're going to do it under that exact pretense.
Yep.
And then we're going to bankrupt the state.
Yes, we are.
It's going to be amazing. Oh, man. Maybe I'm enjoying this too much, but, this has often been referenced as the Fuck California segment, and I don't disagree with that. I just don't think I can title that on YouTube.
That's what it's starting to look like the Democrats really feel. They're like, we need to find some way to absolutely 100% enact a scorched earth policy on California. We're doing it with taxes.
So you think that's true, but this is back to the vision of the anointed thing, right? Mm-hmm. Like, just, I know better. Like, it doesn't matter what the consequences of my actions are. It just, I know better. And better would be if the rest of the country was subsidizing our tax plan. So this is a clear way to do it.
Yep.
It's going to be amazing. I'm just saying. Though, their other option... They are discussing as like a secondary in case that charitable donation thing doesn't work out.
Oh, that's still going to cause Armageddon here in the state.
Oh, absolutely. Because what they're thinking about doing is just making everything a payroll tax.
Yes.
Right? So you can deduct your payroll taxes regardless from the feds.
Yep.
Right? And so that way we've still gotten around what we're going to do, what the feds want to do. But, chances are really good what's going to happen there is that employers across the state are going to lower wages.
Yep.
I don't know if you know this, but it's really fucking expensive to live here.
It's very fucking expensive to live here. They're going to enact the payroll tax to work around. They're like, see, you're not paying the high taxes anymore. We've got it covered. But all of our employers cut our paychecks in half. How does this get us more money?
Well, so
we do not live on the less is more mentality here.
Well, so that's step one of the issues, right?
Right.
So for everybody who's making
step two is everybody gets on welfare because they can't afford to live anymore.
We're way worse than that, right? So step one is everybody making $100,000 a year takes a $25,000 a year pay cut, which you're losing your house.
Right.
Like, that's what's happening, right?
Yeah.
And let's say it's only $25,000. It could be more. The way we tax people here could be more.
Right.
So we apply this to, the companies who then go, oh God, I can't pay all that shit. So everybody's taking a pay cut. Sorry, California did a thing. Now everybody's pissed off.
Right.
Right. On top of that, you've got thousands of people who are now, or probably millions, who are in fact losing their houses.
Yep.
Right. However, That's the middle class problem.
And talk about a market crash for housing.
Oh, yeah. That'll happen immediately, right? But
How to put some money off the side.
this is the middle class problem.
Right.
So the middle class will be upset because everybody got a pay cut and they're losing their houses and all this other kind of stuff.
Right.
And it's California, so we won't blame the state. We'll blame the companies.
Right.
Don't really care.
Right.
Let's be honest.
And then they're only reacting to the state's loss.
That's right. Now, what happens to all the minimum wage jockey jobs? Can't lower their pay.
You can't?
Minimum wage. You have to make, what is it, $11.50 this year? Or $11, $11.15, something like that.
That's complicated.
Well, yeah.
Basically,
However,
if you have 25 or more employees, it's $11.50. If you are below that, it's $10.50.
Yeah. Regardless, pick your line. What happens to them? Can't lower your pay.
They're fired. Because they have to cut costs somewhere, and companies cut costs through employees nowadays, not through product.
Yeah. There are two options here. Either the price of everything goes up.
Yep.
To compensate for this payroll tax. So, by the way, Walmart ain't going to be cheap anymore.
Nope. Or it'll still be the cheapest thing around. It'll just be
more expensive.
More expensive.
By like an order of magnitude.
Yeah.
So, either that happens, or they just start closing Walmarts. Right?
Right.
Like, well, as much money as we have sunk into this, it is now going to literally be us lighting money on fire to keep the doors open, so...
No.
Gone. Now we have an unemployment problem.
Yep.
Bigger one than we already do.
Right.
Which, by the way...
means more people are going to go into welfare.
All of this is going to reduce tax income, right? Because
right.
we moved everything to a payroll tax. Well, the end result of that is we cut a shitload of jobs.
Right.
And everyone got less money, right? Which, by the way, is going to lower the payroll tax
right.
for all the ones that are percentage-based. And so those revenues are going to go down. The end result of this is we will still go bankrupt.
It just might not happen quite as fast.
Oh, some of it will happen very quickly, right? So your Walmarts, your Safeways, your all these kinds of people are going to be like, goodbye.
Mm-hmm.
Well, so there will be an interesting thing that happens, I'm pretty certain, which is to say there will be towns all the way around California, like just a 50-mile block of sell to California land.
Yep.
All the way around the state, because it's going to be like, well, we could be 10 miles inside the state of California and double our cost of business, or we could go here.
Right.
Yeah, we're going here.
Man.
So, look, the only people that this is not going to seriously negatively impact are the really rich, right?
Right.
Which is unsurprising, because that's how we legislate things in this state.
Right.
We claim that we go after the rich, but we don't.
Nope.
Right? Because the rich do things to save their money, unsurprisingly, like everybody else.
Right. Like offshore banks.
It's not even that. You don't need an offshore bank when it's California taxes. You need a Nevada bank.
Nevada bank? Right. Why?
Well, you base where you live in Nevada, you get a bank in Nevada, and then you don't have to deal with California's crap.
No, there's that. It's like, no, I do a lot of business here, yes. I have a residence here, but my primary residence is Nevada, with no state tax. And my banks are here. I'm a resident of here, so this is where all my financial stuff comes, and you don't get to touch my money. Yeah.
And by the way, it's happened before. Though, to be fair, California sued some of those people and did get tax from them anyway.
Right.
Because that's California. If you live here, you owe us money. If you ever lived here, you still owe us money.
Right. Because we still need your money.
Mm-hmm.
Even if you decide to move away to the other side of the country, you still have to give us taxes.
Which, by the way, this is, let's be honest with ourselves here. All this is going to do is incite someone to, like, buy an island, make it a foreign country, permit you to have dual citizenship there, therefore you don't have to pay California taxes. You live there for one day, then you move to Arizona. Yep. Right? And they'll set up a service to do it. I'm surprised someone hasn't already.
Well, getting an island to do that's the hard part.
Not if you're one of these millionaires who would like to stop paying California taxes.
You mean like Bill Gates, who already owns an island?
There
I'm
it
just
is.
saying. That could be his next cash cow.
There it is. Right? Screw Microsoft. Let's do California tax avoidance if you move out of the state. And all he needs to do is run himself a tiny airline and set up a hotel on the other side of it. You pay Bill $25,000. He flies you over to his island for a day. Drinks and food are on him. And the next day he flies you back.
Well, for $25,000, that's definitely not on him.
Well,
I'm
on him, right?
Yeah, I'm expecting some from like him taking care of me shit.
Well, but if you make $10 million a year, right, $25,000 is like 8% of what you would have paid in taxes anyway. So that's a hell of a deal.
And for a lot of people, for me, that's like a shit ton of money.
Well, they're not going after you, right?
No.
So if you leave California, if I leave California, they don't give a damn. But if millionaires do, now they care.
Yeah.
And so, by the way, that's who will be doing this, right? Because, by the way, all the millionaire chefs and valets and all these other kinds of things will be like, man, I can't pay you $20 an hour anymore.
Yep.
Sorry. Like, yesterday I didn't care, but now there's a payroll tax on you of like $1 billion. So, how do you feel about minimum wage?
Right.
Like,
I have to make this affordable.
Right. And then they won't be able to find someone to do it for a little while. And to be fair, eventually someone will do it. But it's going to be terrible. Eventually they'll move to some other state where they can just go back to paying people to do things for them because that's what they want to do.
Right.
I don't know how California decides that they should be able to tax this eminently hard and somehow not kill the economy, but it's getting fun watching them try.
I know. Henceforth, like one of the suggested names, this week on how to get blood from a stone.
And that's the end of our show for the day.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
And those that sexually identify as attack helicopters.
Feel free to call us names in the comment section. The like button is over there.
And so is the dislike button.
The subscribe button is over there.
Do your thing and have a nice day.
Bye, everybody.